Okay, this video is on how to use a periodic table, and first we ask what a periodic table is, and the periodic table is simply a chart of atoms. We have found different elements, and if we think about elements of these different flavors of atoms, then the periodic table is our menu. It lists all of the elements, all of the different types of atoms we have ever found, and it organizes them in a way so that we can see patterns with the atoms. And it's useful. We can predict what atoms do based on where they are on the periodic table. But that's kind of an advanced use. We want to use this tool, but we're going to do some simple uses first before we get into some of the advanced uses. So simply put, we're going to use it to find names and symbols. So the names of all of the elements are on the periodic table. So we've got boron right here, and carbon and nitrogen, and we have mercury here, and gold and silver and copper. And so you can find the element by looking for its name. They also have symbols. When we start doing chemical reactions, we are going to be able to write out the full name of every compound every time. It's going to get very tedious very quickly. So we use shortcuts, and that's what the symbols are for. So the symbol for boron is B, and carbon is C, and nitrogen is N, and this makes sense. But there are a lot of elements, so some of the letters get used up. We've got hydrogen as H, but then we have to use He for helium because H has already been taken. That makes sense. But then there are some that don't seem to make sense. We have silver is Ag, and gold is Au, and mercury is Hg. Well, what is that about? This does make sense to you if you know Latin. The Latin word for silver is argentium. So that Ag comes from argentium, and the Latin word for gold is aurum. So that Au is aurum. I have no idea what the Latin word for mercury is, but I'm sure it has Hg in it. So we aren't going to be familiar with all of the symbols because we're not all pros at Latin. But as we use the periodic table, we'll become more familiar with even the weirder symbols. So we just need to spend more time practicing with it. Now, so in addition to the names and symbols, the periodic table can also tell us about the number of protons in each atom. The number of protons is also the same as the atomic number, and the chart is organized by atomic number. This number 1, the first element, element number 1, has 1 proton. Its atomic number is 1, and so it has 1 proton. If we jump all the way over here, we have element number 2, helium. Well, it has 2 protons, and as you can see, all of the elements just go in increasing number of protons. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it goes all the way to 118 protons. So they are organized by their number of protons because the number of protons determines how the properties of the elements, it determines how that element behaves. So it's organized by protons. And it turns out that if you are looking at a neutral atom, then the atom has the same number of electrons as protons. So a neutral boron will have 5, neutral carbon will have 6 electrons, neutral nitrogen will have 7 electrons, neutral mercury will have 80, neutral gold will have 79, neutral silver will have 47, so on and so forth. Electrons can change, but we'll talk more about that later. Another thing we can get from the periodic table is the atomic mass. Now, what's shared is the average atomic mass, and that's because the nucleus of an atom is made up of protons and neutrons. And though the protons can never change, carbon always has 6 protons, the number of neutrons can change. You can have more or fewer neutrons, give or take. So this is saying that the average mass of carbon atoms is 12.011, but any individual carbon atom can't have a decimal. They can't have a fraction of a neutron or a fraction of a proton. You always have a whole number of protons and neutrons. So to find the mass of an average carbon, we would take the average mass, we would round it, so let's round it to 12, and then we would find the protons, 6, and subtract. So carbon has a mass of 12. Our carbon atom has a mass of 12. 6 of that 12 comes from protons, so that leaves 6 to come from neutrons. So this average carbon has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. We can do that over here with mercury as well. We round the average mass to 201. We subtract 80 protons, and 201 minus 80 is 121 neutrons. So now I can use the periodic table to tell me the name, the symbol, how many protons it has, how many neutrons the average mass has, and how many electrons the neutral atom has. We will be practicing that in class. I hope this helps. Struggle well.